The Wendy Williams Show.
Show. Say hello to my messy staffer co-host studio audience. That's trouble. And so are my virtual audience. They're trouble too. How you doing? Ready to go? Let's get started. It's time for... Come on! Everyone recovered? Yeah. Okay. Everyone had a good time though? Yeah. Okay. The big news about yesterday is that justice was served. And Derek Chauvin was found guilty, you know, on all 3 charges. You all already know about this right now. The murder of George Floyd has not gone unnoticed and unpunished. And so, you know, he didn't react when the verdict was read. I'm sure he was totally shocked, but I loved the judge's demeanor. The judge was so quick to the point. He talked in legal ease, but also regular ease, because I was watching it when it was going down. I couldn't believe that the jury reached the verdict in only 10.5 hours. This is amazing. Thank you, jury. Thank you. And there were hundreds of people outside the courthouse while the verdict was being read. There was no violence, not there, not here in New York, your city. Everybody's been cool. You know, this guy is 45 years old. He's going to be sentenced in 8 weeks. So they say he faces up to 40 years in prison. But I figure if you're 45 years old and if you get even 10 years in prison, he might not survive the first 48 hours, if you know what I'm saying. Somebody's going to jump him lovely. You know, touch him up. So the Floyd family hopes that this is the beginning of real change in this country. So do I. But most of all, most of all, that we just understand each other. Can we get along for the purpose of being civil? And I'm also personally, as a businesswoman, happy that this is over because we've been preempted almost every place. Thank you, Lou Leone here in New York, for running the Wendy show accordingly and then going to the courthouse afterwards. But my other station bosses, like, we were preempted, and so I almost felt like, why are we even showing up for work? But then I realized that now you guys have a lot of catching up to do. Yeah. We're back. Yeah. Shout out to the hair and makeup room at The View. Well, no, because they watch us and then they go on. And they've already said that I've known this for years, which is so flattering. Anyway, so fans of The View are critiquing Meghan McCain's hairstyle. Her various hairstyles, you know, they're used to, I guess, this. But she says that, I was about to put this in my mouth. Okay, wait. She says that she's being sabotaged. People are saying that she's being sabotaged by her glam squad. Carmen does her hair, and Carmen recently did an article. There's Carmen. She recently did an article in something called The Cut, and they asked her about Meghan McCain's hair, and she said, "My God, you know, Meghan is her own boss. Meghan's not going to have me do anything on her she doesn't want to do." The thing with working with creative people is that you've got to let them be creative. And then you've got to come to a meeting of the minds afterwards, like what didn't work or what doesn't work. Like here's one. I don't mind this at all. All right, let's show. Here's another. I don't like this, but you know what? It's just hair, and she has the next day to do another. Well, I don't mind. Look, I can tell you this, that my own Norman runs to the TV every day to watch what Meghan's hair looks like.
I need to see it because it just became a thing since she came back from maternity leave. Like every day is like a new like style. It looks like she's going to like the Crenshaw Mall to like hang out. It's hilarious. I love Meghan McCain and her hair is hilarious.
I love Meghan also, and Carmen, I love you also, and I think that this is great that Meghan is just, you know, I can picture her plopping in the chair, and then Carmen's just working around her. Meghan's going over her notes for the day, you know, saying what she's gonna say, how she's gonna fight with joy, and so on and so forth, you know. I like those various hairstyles. Meghan told her fans, though, that it's COVID and I just had a baby. Let a bitch live. For me personally, I've always enjoyed Sonny's hair being the best. And my mom and I would tune in just to, I mean, we both watched The View together, you know, but we'd always tune in to see what Sonny's hair was looking like. Like, this is too curly for me, but it's good for her. And she's been everywhere with this, like, when does she sleep?
I know. She was everywhere yesterday.
Everywhere.
Uh-huh. Good job, though.
Very good job.
Uh-huh.
Chicken marsalis and tortellini for lunch. Well, no, I could tell you this though around here. But look, Bobby Brown sent me a box of seasonings, and so remember I was Bobby. You know Bobby.
I know Bobby Brown.
Being Bobby Brown.
Yeah, being Bobby Brown.
Yeah,
not makeup Bobby Brown.
No,
new edition.
New edition Bobby.
Take.
So he's got hot sauce and all this other kind of stuff. So he sent me a whole box of them. So we might have to zhuzh up the marsalis and the tortellini. I'll put it out at the crew table. So they say Lil Wayne may be married. May be married. He said to who? Well, his on-again, off-again girlfriend, her name is Denise. Now, she's a 34-year-old plus-size model, and he posted, happiest man alive. So that's where people are thinking, he goes, and today is the beginning of our forever. So that's where people are thinking that he might be married. Well, there's no proof of that. The courthouse is not yet open, but we're gonna be searching for a marriage certificate, right?
Right.
To find out yes or no. But in the meantime, doesn't your life change at least once a week where you feel like you could say, happiest person, at least once a week? Best life ever. What does that mean? It means it's one day. He's cheated on Denise so many times, and she's like the long-suffering girlfriend. I think they've only been together for like a year and a half. But I don't know who marries. I don't know who kisses that. Just saying. Just saying. He gets hot women because he's Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
Denise has an 11-year-old daughter watching all this. And he's got 4 kids with 4 babies' mothers watching all this. So, listen, if it makes them happy, then very good. I mean, he had Toya Wright and Lauren London. Those are certainly pretty girls. So, yeah, so, you know, all right. Wayne is carrying on with his life. Okay. So now that we're back to work, the paparazzi are back on it outside my building. So yesterday, you know, because, yup. I actually acknowledged the guy. Well, no, because when I walked outside, I caught a heavy waft of 420. You know, there was a lot going on outside. And so I turned to the guy with my panty shorts on. The Yankees won last night. They beat the Braves. Okay, come on, Yankees. we're here for you, and all I'm doing is trying to get in the car to come here for you. So anyway, shout out to the paparazzi. Thank you, and thank you. Okay, so DaBaby is facing some backlash on social media. Okay, here's what DaBaby did. Now, you know, he's friend to the show and everything, but we have a job to do. So he makes a lot of money, first of all, so he can afford to fly private whenever he wants, certifiable. But he posted this video where he's hair shaming the flight attendant on his private jet. Just listen closely, take a look, and then we'll talk.
It's in the bug, and we gonna pay all that for that flight. You gonna comb your head straight up. They nah, dog. We gonna pay all that. You gonna comb your head. The least you could do.
Oh God.
Now, DaBaby is 29, but we still call him DaBaby. You know, I must say her hair does look a bit like she could use a strong brush with some hot oil on it or something. And you do pay a lot. Now, I must say, and I don't pay for private, but people pay for it for me to go on. And you're always extra polite to people, but everyone always looks nice. Like, I never had to deal with this before. I would be mad also if I was DaBaby, only because, understand, he needs atmosphere. You know, he needs all that. You know, he wants everything. Okay. In the meantime, the boy next to him looked like a red, black, and green unicorn was sticking out of his head.
What?
Women get judged harsher. You know what, DaBaby, you're 29 years old. It was wrong for you to post this. You could have pulled her to the side and said, look, I'm here with my people. We want to look the best when we get off the plane. We know that you get off the plane. You know, if you switch your hips and flip your hair once and, you know, play the part. I'm paying the part, so play the part.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want her to have chip nails.
Right.
Right.
Right. But you're right that, like, he's wrong for posting this and, like,
He's wrong for
publicly
posting.
shaming it.
But she's wrong for not carrying a brush.
A strong brush.
Okay. So, here's one with Angelina Jolie. And you know, normally I don't like her. But I'm on her side in this particular story. You know, she says that her divorce to Brad Pitt has affected her career. She was talking to Entertainment Weekly, and she says that she hasn't been able to direct. You know, she basically, you know, retired from acting. Directing is her passion. She shared that with us before. We already know that. But she says that she needs to go on shorter jobs, which is why she's kind of back into acting. Because directing, you have to be there before production starts, at the end of the day, after production starts. I mean, directing is really, really a 25-hour-a-day job. You know, but she says she can't take these jobs because she's got to go back and check on the kids. And she wouldn't have to do that if Brad, I guess she's implying, was a better father. Now, Brad lives like a mile away from her and the kids in L.A. or wherever they live. Now, Maddox, the oldest one, Maddox Jolie, he's working on changing his last name to Jolie. He doesn't like his father at all. No word on whether Brad gets along with the rest of them. I would suspect that he gets along very well with John. And I would suspect that he gets along very well with, wait, that's John, right? Who's that? The twins.
The twins, Vivian and Knox.
Yeah, how could you not? And then this one right here standing right next to his mom. All right, so he probably gets along with the rest of them. But, you know, this is where being a woman sucks, although I would not change to be a man for anything. But this is where, like, the sexism in being a woman sucks, because we have to take care of the house, we want to direct, or we want to work jobs, we want to work as hard as men to finally make the same dollar as men. but men aren't cooperative at home, and we're still birthing the babies, and we still have to, it's like, it sucks, girls. But I wouldn't change it for anything. Yeah. Do you watch Jeopardy on a regular basis? Clap if you do. Okay. See, it comes on at 7 o'clock here, and I'm at Inside Edition with Deborah Norville. Yeah, that's my thing. And also, that's when the readout starts with Joy Reid on MSNBC. So I'm too busy for Jeopardy. The question's over my head. I need stuff explained to me straight on the way Joy does and the way Deborah does. So in the meantime, over at Jeopardy, LeVar Burton wants to be the new host of Jeopardy. Now, we know LeVar from being Kunta Kinte in Roots, and also Geordie on Star Trek: The Next Generation. But a lot of kids know him from being...
Reading Rainbow. Reading Rainbow.
Reading Rainbow, yes, Reading Rainbow. Anyway, so he's peddling his own resume for this job. And I'll give my opinion after you listen to him. Go.
I believe that if I had let this opportunity go without making it known in any way I could and every way I was able, that I really, really, really was serious about wanting to do this. This is something that I really think is a good idea. I feel as strongly about my rightness for this as I did about Kunta and Geordie. And I'm invested. I'm that invested in getting the job, right?
Right. There are a few people in our Hot Topics morning meeting who were saying he's too big of a star to be begging for a game show, you know, through the public opinion. I said no either. I said no, because what they're doing, and I, you know, I've seen the host in between Deborah having a commercial and Joy having a commercial. I do go to Jeopardy just to see who's there for the evening. And Dr. Oz is everywhere, so that's not much to think about having Dr. Oz host, and he did a wonderful job. Aaron Rodgers is everywhere. Anderson Cooper is everywhere. Katie Couric is everywhere. They're not thinking outside of the regular showbiz box. Shout out to the Jeopardy people. This is so obvious once it was brought to my attention. And he started a petition, which further sank into the seat of Norman, who thinks that's beneath him.
Yeah, the fans started it, but...
He's got over 245,000 signatures so far saying that they want him for this. Yeah. So, Jeopardy, how about this? LeVar Burton as host. Give him a shot for the week. Why not? Margaret is here. Woo! And so, thank you, Margaret, in advance for the caviar. And, you know, and the Swedish fish. Thank you so much. Those aren't left over from yesterday, are they? Anyway, so Margaret will be out later. She's actually here live in the studio. Yeah. So Sweetie's taste in food is making headlines again. So here's Sweetie, we love her. First it was that she likes a lot of ranch dressing on her spaghetti, which that's kind of gross. But I was saying a salad on the side with the ranch dressing and then you drag everything together, but I get it. So now she's showing Snoop how she likes to combine other foods together. Take a look.
Hot Cheetos on the pizza? You better work. See, that's real work right there. That's real work right there, you hear me? Look at it like, that's why her music is like this. It's creative.
I put top ramen seasoning on my oysters, okay?
See, that's what you call ghetto fabulous.
Now, she had me at the Doritos on top of the burger, the pizza and stuff, except once you get the anchovies and everything, I like to pick them up and put them on.
Right.
Otherwise, the pizza gets too sloppy. You know, you fold it in half, you drip the grease, and you get down. But the ramen thing, oh, it sounds good, but it's too concentrated. That little tiny packet makes a whole bowl of noodles in real life. If you put it on a little tiny oyster, you can get a heart attack before you even swallow. Right. Maybe if you pour it out, like unstick it and pour the ramens out, and then take a straw and cut the straw, and then take a little bit on the straw, and then put a little bit on the ramens. Either way, be careful with your combos though, because otherwise the sodium is the thing that'll get you.